Day 3 of our starter. If you are new here, we are making a starter from scratch, along the journey. So come and follow along because I'm going to show you how to make this from scratch so that we can make our own sourdough at home. We're going to feed it again and you can see it's gone all nice and bubbly here. I've noticed mine is a little bit drier and I was talking to my uncle about this last night because he was showing me his one. This is like a little bit like not as dry as my one. Mine's like quite dry and like fluffy, but it's got really good air bubbles. I think what I'm going to do is next week once I get up and running, I might switch to wholemeal flour. I just think the rye, and I was kind of looking it up before, can be a little bit more absorbent than say like a whole wheat kind of flour. But anyway, we're going to keep going with what we've got because it is working and it's getting all the air bubbles and everything in there. But I just think next week I might switch to the wholemeal. But I'm going to feed this today, and what we need to do today, because it's day 3, we're going to actually discard some, but we want to keep 100 grams of the starter. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you can either like take it all out and then measure it back into the jar. I'm just going to measure it into a bowl, but I want 100 grams of this starter in here. So I'm going to pop some into here. Now yours is probably going to be a little bit like runnier than mine. As I said, mine's like quite thick. It probably needs a little bit of extra water, but I'm not going to do that until like, I think as I go through a few days kind of thing. Okay, so I've got 100 grams of starter that I've measured out. I'm going to put it back into the jar, but this is the leftover. Now this is what we're going to call the discard. So it's what you get rid of every day, but we're not using this just yet. This is just like, you're just going to throw it out because it's not ready to use yet. You're not going to get anything good out of this. Usually we can make stuff with this every day, but at the moment you just want to take 100 grams out. You're going to get rid of this, and then we're going to add 100 grams of flour and water back in. So it's the 1-to-1 ratio. Zero out our jar. So put your jar back on to your scales, zero it out, and then we're going to put 100 grams of flour here. Also, I need to get a bigger jar. This jar is not going to be big enough for me anymore. I'm going to get one tomorrow morning, but I'm just going to use this because the other ones that I have are like super duper big, whereas this one is just like a little bit too small, unfortunately. And then we're going to mix in our water and our starter back in. Add our water back in because we've got 100 mils of the flour and the water. And then I'm going to add in my starter, and then we're going to give it like a really good mix around. And then we're going to give this a mix around. So make sure you get all the way like to the bottom and everything as well. Okay, so we have fed that now. I'm going to just put the lid the same on as I have been, just not like fully on, just sitting on top. And I'm going to leave that to tomorrow, and then we're going to feed it again tomorrow. So now we have started the discard. We're going to continue doing the discard every time that we feed this, like from now on. So yes, there was the only day we weren't doing discard. Today we do. So this is day 3. So if you are following along, and if you're starting at day 1, go back and watch day 1. I've saved it in the highlights as well. There's a highlight now called sourdough, so you can check it out there. If you have any questions, let me know. And if yours is runnier than mine, don't worry.